You think your comfort zone is protecting you. It is not. It is killing you. Slowly, quietly, with your permission. The comfort zone is not comfortable. That is the first lie. It is familiar. There is a difference. Familiarity is not peace. Familiarity is the absence of novelty. And your brain, starved of novelty, begins to atrophy. Not dramatically. Gradually. You stop growing. You stop learning. You stop feeling. And you call this stability. You call it being responsible. You call it playing it safe. You call it waiting for the right time. But the right time never comes. Because the comfort zone has a powerful weapon. It convinces you that tomorrow you will be braver. Tomorrow you will take the risk. Tomorrow you will start living. And tomorrow never arrives. Because tomorrow is always one day away. And the comfort zone lives in the eternal now of not yet. Pattern interrupt. Your patience is not a virtue. It is a cage. Let me show you what is happening inside your mind. The comfort zone is not a place. It is a neural pathway, a well-worn groove in your brain. Every time you choose the familiar over the unknown, you dig that groove deeper. Every time you avoid the difficult conversation, the scary decision, the uncertain path, you strengthen the circuit that says, stay, don't move, don't risk, don't grow. And the groove becomes a rut. And the rut becomes a grave. Not a physical grave. Something worse. A living grave. Where you're still breathing, still working, still talking, still laughing. But you are not alive. You are preserved. Like a specimen in amber. Frozen at the age when you stop choosing growth. You feel it. The restlessness. The vague dissatisfaction. The sense that something is missing. That is not depression. That is your soul pounding on the walls of the cage you built. The cage you call comfortable. Napoleon Hill wrote that the greatest enemy of human potential is not failure. It is not poverty. It is not ignorance. It is the habit of settling. The quiet agreement to accept less than you are capable of, because accepting more would require discomfort. You have made that agreement. Not with your words, with your actions. Every time you chose the easy path. Every time you stayed when you should have left. Every time you silenced the voice that said, there is more. Pattern interrupt. The voice is not crazy. The voice is the only sane part of you left. Here is the hidden truth about the comfort zone. It is not comfortable because it is safe. It is comfortable because it is known. And known is not the same as safe. Known is just familiar. You could be miserable in the known. You could be anxious in the known. You could be lonely, unfulfilled, and dying inside in the known. And you will stay. Because the unknown is scary. Not because the unknown is dangerous. Because the unknown is unknown. Your brain evolved to prefer a predictable pain over an unpredictable pleasure. That is the survival mechanism that kept your ancestors alive. And it is the same mechanism that is keeping you small. The cave was safe, but you're not in a cave. You are in a world of infinite possibility. And your brain is still acting like a saber-toothed tiger is waiting outside the familiar circle of fire. There is no tiger. There is only fear. And fear is not a signal to stop. Fear is a signal to pay attention. Fear is the feeling of expansion trying to happen. Fear is the door. And you have been standing outside it, waiting for the fear to disappear. It will not disappear. Fear does not disappear. Fear transforms into courage, into growth, into the person you become on the other side of the thing you were afraid to do. But you will never meet that person if you never walk through the door. Let me tell you about the cost of staying. Every year you remain in the comfort zone, your window of possibility narrows. The risks that seem possible at 20 feel impossible at 30. The dreams that burned at 30 feel foolish at 40. Not because you cannot achieve them, because you have spent years training your brain to believe that you cannot. The comfort zone is a muscle, and like any muscle, it atrophies with disuse. The more you avoid discomfort, the less discomfort you can tolerate. The less you risk, the more dangerous risk seems. The smaller you live, the smaller you become. This is not aging. This is shrinking, and you are the one doing the shrinking. Pattern interrupt. You are not getting older. You are getting smaller, and that is a choice. Here is what Napoleon Hill called the burning desire. Not a wish, not a hope, a fire. A fire hot enough to burn through the comfort zone. A fire that makes the pain of staying greater than the fear of leaving. You do not have that fire. Not because you cannot, because you have been extinguishing it. Every time you chose the couch over the gym. Every time you chose the familiar job over the scary application. Every time you chose the known disappointment over the unknown possibility. You have been pouring water on your own fire. And now you wonder why you feel cold. The fire is not gone. It is embers. And embers can be reignited. But not by waiting, by blowing on them, by feeding them, by choosing discomfort until the discomfort becomes the new normal. This is the secret that successful people know and comfortable people do not. Discomfort is not the enemy. Discomfort is the price of admission to a life worth living. Every worthwhile thing is on the other side of discomfort. Every meaningful relationship requires difficult conversations. Every significant achievement requires uncertain steps. Every version of you that is better than the current version requires you to leave this version behind. You cannot become who you want to be while clinging to who you are. The comfort zone is not a home. It is a waiting room, and you have been waiting long enough. What are you waiting for? Permission? No one is coming to give you permission. Permission is not given. Permission is taken by the person who decides that the cost of staying has finally exceeded the fear of leaving. Has it? Has the cost of staying exceeded the fear of leaving? Look at your life. Not the life you tell people about. The life you actually live. The mornings, the evenings, the weekends, the quiet moments when no one is watching. Is this the life you dreamed of? Is this the person you wanted to become? If not, the comfort zone is not protecting you. It is imprisoning you. And the only one with the key is you. You do not need to burn your whole life down. You need to take one step, one small step outside the familiar circle. One conversation, one application, one workout, one morning where you do the thing you have been avoiding. The step will be small, imperfect, probably embarrassing. That is fine. The step is not about the destination. The step is about the direction. The step is about proving to yourself that you can leave the comfort zone and survive. You will survive. You will not only survive, you will come alive. Because the moment you step outside the comfort zone, you wake up. The senses sharpen. The mind clears. The heart beats faster. Not from fear, from aliveness. This is what you have been missing. Not safety, aliveness. The electric hum of being fully present in a moment that matters. The thrill of doing something that scares you. The satisfaction of looking back and knowing, I did that. I chose that. I became that. You cannot feel this in the comfort zone. The comfort zone is Novocaine for the soul. It numbs you so you do not notice that you are not living. Stop numbing. Start feeling. Even the bad feelings. Especially the bad feelings. Because the bad feelings are the only path to the good ones. You cannot selectively numb. Numb the fear, and you numb the joy. Numb the discomfort, and you numb the aliveness. The comfort zone has made you numb, and you have called this peace. It is not peace. It is anesthesia, and you're the one holding the needle. Put the needle down. Step outside. Not tomorrow. Not when you are ready. You will never be ready. Readiness is a myth invented by the comfort zone to keep you inside. Step outside now. The air is different out here. Sharper, colder, more alive. It will take your breath away. That is the point. Your breath needs to be taken away. You have been breathing the same recycled air for too long. Breathe something new. The comfort zone is not protecting you. It is killing you. Slowly, quietly, with your permission. Withdraw your permission. Step outside. Become someone new. Not tomorrow. Now.